Okay, now we discuss additive inverse of complex number. Additive inverse of complex number. Let z equal to x plus iy be the complex number. Then minus z that is minus x minus iy is called additive inverse of z. If z is a complex number, z equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then minus z is called additive inverse of z. Example, additive inverse of z equal to 2 minus 3i is minus z, that is equal to minus of 2 minus 3i, that is equal to minus 2 plus 3i, minus 2 plus 3i. Another example, if z equal to minus 1 plus I, then find additive inverse of z. Additive inverse of z. Solution. Additive inverse of z is equal to additive inverse of z is equal to minus z, that is equal to minus of minus 1 plus I, this will be equal to 1 minus I. Next we discuss multiplicative inverse of a complex number. Multiplicative inverse of a complex number. Let z equal to x plus iy be the non-zero complex number, be the non-zero complex number, then 1 by z is called, then 1 by z is called multiplicative inverse of z. Multiplicative inverse of z. Example, find the multiplicative inverse of 1 minus I. Find the multiplicative inverse of the complex number 1 minus I. Solution. Let Z equal to 1 minus I. Multiplicative inverse of Z is equal to 1 by Z. So it will be equal to 1 by 1 minus I. The conjugate of 1 minus I is 1 plus I. Multiplying and dividing with 1 plus I. 1 minus 1 by 1 minus I into 1 plus I by 1 plus I. So the conjugate of 1 minus I is 1 plus I. Therefore multiplying and dividing with 1 plus I. That is equal to, so numerator value will be equal to 1 plus I. Denominator is in the form of a minus b into a plus b, a square minus b square. This is equal to 1 plus I by 1. I square value is minus 1, minus minus plus 1, 1 plus 1, 2. So therefore multiplicative inverse of 1 minus I is 1 plus I by 2. Right. So in exercise 5.1, exercise 5.1, eleventh question, find the multiplicative inverse of 4 minus 3i. Find the multiplicative inverse of the complex number 4 minus 3i. Solution. So multiplicative inverse of 4 minus 3i is equal to 1 by 4 minus 3i. So the conjugate of 4 minus 3i is 4 plus 3i. Multiplying both the numerator and denominator with 4 plus 3i. So this will be equal to 1 into 4 plus 3i, 4 plus 3i by denominator is in the form of a minus b into a plus b, a square minus b square, 4 square minus 3i whole square. So this will be equal to 4 plus 3i by 16. So 9i square minus 9, 3i whole square means minus 9, minus into minus plus 9. So this is equal to 4 plus 3i by 25. Next, 12th problem. Find the multiplicative inverse of root 5 plus 3i. find the multiplicative inverse of root 5 plus 3i. So multiplicative inverse of root 5 plus 3i is equal to 1 by root 5 minus 3i. 1 by root 5 minus 3i. 1 by root 5 plus 3i. Right. Now multiplying the conjugate of root 5 minus 3i, multiplying and dividing with the conjugate of root 5 minus, conjugate of root 5 plus 3i is root 5 minus 3i. Just multiplying numerator and denominator with root 5 minus 3i. This is equal to root 5 minus 3i by, so denominator is in the form of a plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square. So this is equal to root 5 minus 3i by 5 minus into minus 9 plus 9. So which is equal to root 5 minus 3i by 14. Right. Next, question number 13. Find the multiplicative inverse of complex number minus I. Find the multiplicative inverse of complex number minus I. Solution. So multiplicative inverse of minus I is equal to 1 by minus I, 1 by z. Multiplicative inverse of z is 1 by z. So this will be equal to 1 by minus I into, just multiplying denominator, multiplying both the numerator and denominator with I, is equal to I by minus I square. So I square value is minus 1, minus into minus plus 1, therefore I by 1, this is equal to I. Therefore multiplicative inverse of minus I is I. Next question. Question number 14. Express the following expression in the form of a plus ib. In the form of a plus ib. Okay, so the expression is 3 plus I root 5 into 3 minus I root 5 divided by root 3 plus 2i into minus root 3 minus I root 2. So we can express the given expression in the form of a plus ib. So first, to simplifying the numerator, this will be equal to 3 into 3. This is in the form of, numerator is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So a square minus b square, numerator value will be equal to a square minus b square, 3 square minus I root 5 whole square divided by So simplifying denominator, root 3 plus 2i, multiplying with the negative sign, minus root 3, minus into minus plus I root 2. So root 3 cancel. Numerator value will be equal to 9. I square value is minus 1 minus minus plus 5 divided by. So taking I in common in the denominator, I of 2 plus root 2. I of 2 plus root 2. So this is equal to 9 plus 5, 14 by 2 plus root 2 into I. Now multiplying both the numerator and denominator by I. So here this is root 3 plus root 2i, root 3 plus root 2i. So root 3 plus root 2i minus root 3 plus I root 2. So this is equal to 9. Root 5 whole square is 5. I square is minus 1 plus 5 divided by root 3 cancel. Root 2i plus root 2i, 2 root 2i. 2 root 2i. So 14 by 2 root 2i. So multiplying both the numerator and denominator with I, 14 by 2 root 2i into I by I. This will be equal to 14i by 2 root 2 I square. I square is nothing but minus 1. So 2 root 2 into minus 1 minus 2 root 2. So 2 ones, 2 sevens. So this will be equal to minus 7i by root 2. Now we convert this expression in the form of a plus ib. So 0 plus 0 minus or 0 plus minus 7 by root 2 into I. So here a equal to 0 and b equal to minus 7 by root 2. Okay, next problem. So next we discuss orgone plane. Orgone plane or complex plane or complex plane. If the x-axis is real axis, if the x-axis is real axis and y-axis is imaginary axis, then that plane is called orgone plane or complex plane. So x-axis is a real axis, y-axis point of intersection is origin, this is x-axis, X-axis is real axis, y-axis is imaginary axis. So we take imaginary points on the y-axis. So we take imaginary numbers on the y-axis. Suppose this is real axis 1, 2, 3 and so on. So 1, 2, 1 means 1 into I. This is imaginary axis. Imaginary numbers lies on y-axis 3 and so on. Minus 1, minus I, it means minus I, minus 2, minus 3. So left side of origin minus 1, minus 2, so minus 3. So we take real numbers on x-axis and we take imaginary numbers on y-axis. 1 means 1 into I, 2i, 3i, 4i. So minus I, minus 2i, minus 3i and so on. Right. This plane is called orgone plane or complex plane. This plane is called orgone plane or complex plane. So any complex number is written as ordered pair. Write down next point. Any complex number suppose a complex number, suppose z equal to x plus iy. Any complex number z equal to x plus y. Suppose a complex number z equal to x plus iy is written as ordered pair x comma y. So we can write any complex number in the form of ordered pair. Suppose for example 2 plus 3i, z is equal to 2 plus 3i. This is a complex number. It is written as ordered pair 2 comma 3. So here 2 is called real part and 3 is called imaginary part. X is real part and y is imaginary part of a complex number. So just we write the complex number in the form of ordered pair, and it is represented as a point on the orgone plane. So it represents a point on the orgone plane. So we can represent any complex number as a point on the orgone plane. Okay. For example, now I am going to plot some complex numbers on the orgone plane. Just I am going to take some complex numbers. For example, z is z1 equal to, z1 is a complex number 1 plus I. So it can be written as 1 comma 1. Real part is 1, the quotient of I is 1, imaginary part is 1 comma 1. So complex number is written as ordered pair. This is an ordered pair. So now we can plot this complex number on the orgone plane. So real part is 1, imaginary part is 1. So real part is 1, x coordinate is 1, y coordinate is 1. So this is the point, location of the point z1, 1 comma 1. This is the location of the point z1. So I am going to take another point z2, minus 3 plus 2i. Now we can plot this complex number on the orgone plane. So first write the complex number in the form of ordered pair. So real part is minus 3, imaginary part is 2, minus 3 comma 2. Just to plot the point, so x coordinate is negative, y coordinate is positive. So minus 3 and 2. So Z2 lies in the second quadrant. So this is the location of the second point. Suppose I am going to take another point, another complex number. Z3 is equal to -1, minus 2i. So this will be equal to -1 comma -2. X coordinate is -1, y coordinate is -2. So just plot the point here. X coordinate is -1 and y coordinate is -2. So this is the location of the point Z3. Okay, so this is the how to plot the points, how to plot the complex numbers on the organoid plane. So each and every complex number we can plot on the organoid plane, right? Next, modulus of a complex number. Now we discuss modulus of a complex number. Modulus of a complex number. Let Z equal to x plus iy be a complex number let Z equal to x plus iy be a complex number, then root of x square plus y square is called modulus of Z. It is denoted by mod Z. For example, if Z is equal to 1 plus root 3i, then find modulus of Z. So here x is equal to 1, comparing the given complex number with x plus iy. So here x coordinate is 1, y coordinate means coefficient of I is y, therefore coefficient of I is root 3, so y is equal to root 3. So modulus of Z is equal to root of x square plus y square. This is the definition of modulus of a complex number. Just root of x square plus y square is called modulus of Z. So that's equal to root of 1 plus root 3 whole square 3, that's equal to root 4, that's equal to 2. So mod Z is equal to 2. Next, so some important points related to modulus of a complex number. Note, first point, so if Z is any complex number, then mod Z is always non-negative real number. So mod Z is always non-negative. Non-negative means greater than or equal to 0 for every complex number. So mod Z is always non-negative real number. It means it is positive or maybe equal to 0. If Z equal to 0, then modulus of Z is equal to 0. And next is second point, modulus of Z1 into Z2. Suppose Z1 and Z2 are two complex numbers. Modulus of Z1 into Z2 is equal to mod Z1 into mod Z2. Next, third point, modulus of Z1 by Z2 is equal to mod Z1 by mod Z2. Next, fourth one, modulus of Z power n is equal to mod Z whole power n. Next, Z into Z bar. Z bar means Z is a complex number, Z bar means its conjugate. So complex number into its conjugate is equal to mod Z whole square. Mod Z whole square. Next, sixth point, important point. So geometrically mod Z can be represented as, suppose this is the organ plane, x-axis is real axis, y-axis is imaginary axis, this is imaginary axis. Suppose this is a complex number Z, x plus iy, it means zx comma y. Let Z be a complex number. Mod Z represents the distance between origin and the point px comma y. So here mod Z represents, mod Z is equal to root of x square plus y square. This is nothing but distance between x comma y and 0 comma 0. So this distance is the distance between x comma y and 0 comma 0 is called modulus of real number, modulus of complex number. Okay. Now we discuss augment of a complex number. Augment of a complex number. Or amplitude, another name of augment is amplitude of a complex number. Let Z equal to x plus iy be a complex number. If the angle theta satisfies both the equations, if the angle theta satisfies both the equations cos theta equal to x by r and sin theta equal to y by r, let Z equal to x plus iy be a complex number. If the angle theta satisfies both the equations cos theta equal to x by r and sin theta equal to y by r, then theta is called augment of a complex number, augment or amplitude. Augment or amplitude of a complex number. Z. If theta lies in the interval, theta belongs to open minus pi to pi closed. If theta lies in the interval, then theta is called principal augment of a complex number. Here R means modulus of Z. So here r is equal to mod z. Mod z means root of x square plus y square. So here r is nothing but root of x square plus y square. Suppose first I am going to take one complex number z equal to x plus psi y and two equations. If the angle theta satisfies two equations, cos theta equal to x by r and sin theta equal to y by r, then the angle theta is called augment of a complex number. If theta lies in this interval minus 180 open bracket minus 180 to 180 closed, then that angle theta is called principal augment of a complex number. That is principal value of augment of a complex number z. Right. So how to find principal augment of a complex number? Okay. Next we discuss the procedure for finding augment of a complex number. Now we discuss procedure for finding principal augment of a complex number. Z equal to x plus iy. So how to find the principal augment of a complex number? Step 1. Find alpha from the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. Modulus of y by x. Find the angle alpha from this equation. Tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. Here alpha is acute angle. Alpha is acute angle. And alpha, it means alpha lies in the first quadrant. Alpha is acute. So we have to find the acute angle satisfying the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. Next, step 2. Step 2. So find the quadrant in which z lies. So we have to decide the quadrant in which z lies. So find the quadrant in which z lies. With the help of x coordinate and y coordinate. With the help of x coordinate. With the help of x coordinate and y coordinate. Suppose if z is equal to 1 minus root 3i, here x equal to 1 positive, y equal to minus root 3 negative. So x positive and y is negative, so therefore z lies in fourth quadrant. Z lies in fourth quadrant. So we have to find the quadrant in which the complex number lies. So with the help of x coordinate and y coordinate. Next, third step. Step 3 is important. If theta is argument of a complex number, if theta is argument of a complex number, argument of a complex number, then theta equal to alpha, theta value will be equal to alpha if z lies in first quadrant. If z lies in first quadrant, if z lies in first quadrant, so theta equal to pi minus alpha if z lies in second quadrant. Z lies in second quadrant, so theta equal to minus pi plus alpha when z lies in third quadrant. Theta equal to minus alpha when z lies in fourth quadrant. Z lies in fourth quadrant. So in the first step, we have to find the value of alpha satisfying the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. Next, to find the quadrant in which z lies. And the third step, if the complex number lies in the first quadrant, then the argument will be equal to alpha. Argument will be equal to alpha. If the point, the given complex number lies in the second quadrant, then the argument theta will be equal to 180 minus alpha. If z lies in third quadrant, theta will be equal to minus pi plus alpha. If z lies in fourth quadrant, argument of a complex number equal to minus alpha. So it means very simple. I will explain once again. Suppose I am going to take Argand plane. So this is the Argand plane. This is x-axis, real axis, y-axis is imaginary axis, point of intersection is origin. If the complex number z lies in first quadrant, the argument theta is argument. The argument will be equal to alpha. Where what is alpha? Alpha is tan alpha is equal to modulus of y by x. So alpha is nothing but tan inverse of mod y by x. So if the point z lies in the first quadrant, argument will be equal to alpha. Next, if z lies in the second quadrant, the argument will be equal to 180 degrees minus alpha, pi minus alpha. If the complex number lies in the third quadrant, argument will be equal to minus pi plus alpha. If the complex number lies in the fourth quadrant, argument will be equal to minus alpha. So first to find alpha, next we have to decide the quadrant in which z lies. So next we decide quadrant. First to find alpha, next to decide quadrant. So in the third step we have to find the argument of a complex number. Next, it is very important point. Next, suppose if the point, if the complex number lies on positive x-axis, if the complex number lies on positive x-axis, then its argument is 0. Write down. If z lies, if the complex number z lies on positive x-axis, then theta equal to 0. If z lies on positive y-axis, then theta equal to pi by 2. If the point lies on positive y-axis, then its argument will be equal to pi by 2. Third point, if z lies on negative y-axis, negative x-axis, suppose the complex number lies on negative x-axis, then argument will be equal to minus pi by 2. Pi. argument will be equal to pi. If the point lies on negative x-axis, argument will be equal to pi. Fourth point, if the complex number z lies on negative y-axis, then argument will be equal to minus pi by 2. Very simple. If the complex number lies on positive x-axis, argument will be equal to 0, 0. If the complex number lies on positive y-axis, then argument will be equal to pi by 2. If the complex number lies on negative x-axis, argument will be equal to pi. If the complex number lies on negative y-axis, argument will be equal to minus pi by 2. So for example, find the argument of the complex number. Find the argument of the complex number z equal to minus 1 plus I root 3. Minus 1 plus I root 3. Solution. So given complex number is z equal to minus 1 plus I root 3. Minus 1 plus I root 3. So here comparing the given complex number with x plus iy, x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to root 3. Next find root of x square plus y square. So r is equal to mod z, that is equal to root of x square plus, no need to find the value of r. Yes, first find r, So r is equal to modulus of z, this is equal to root of x square plus y square. So first find step 1, tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. First write the equation tan alpha is equal to modulus of y by x. So this is equal to modulus of root 3 by minus 1, that is equal to root 3. So therefore alpha is equal to 60 degrees. Tan 60 is root 3. Therefore alpha equal to 60 degrees. 60 degrees means pi by 3. Alpha equal to pi by 3. So first step completed. So from this equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x, we get the value of alpha. Next, find the quadrant in which z lies. So clearly x equal to minus 1 is negative and y is positive greater than 0. Therefore x negative and y positive, clearly therefore z lies in second quadrant. Z lies in second quadrant, x negative and y positive. Therefore z lies in second quadrant. Therefore theta equal to, if z lies in second quadrant, then theta equal to pi minus alpha. Then theta equal to pi minus alpha. So this is equal to pi minus alpha. Alpha is pi by 3. So that is equal to 2 pi by 3. Therefore argument of, so here argument means principal argument. So principal argument of z equal to minus 1 plus I root 3, is 2 pi by 3. So argument means principal argument. So the principal argument of the complex number z equal to minus 1 plus I root 3 is 2 pi by 3. Next, another example. Second example. Find the argument of the complex number z equal to 1 minus I. 1 minus I. Solution. So given complex number is 1 minus I. Comparing the given complex number with x plus iy, so clearly x is equal to 1 and y equal to minus 1. So next, take the equation tan alpha is equal to modulus of y by x. That implies tan alpha is equal to modulus of minus 1 by 1. That implies tan alpha is equal to 1. Therefore tan 45 is 1, therefore alpha is equal to 45 degrees. 45 degrees means pi by 4 radians. So therefore alpha equal to pi by 4. First step completed. Next, now we decide the quadrant. So clearly x equal to 1 is positive and y equal to minus 1 is negative. X positive and y negative, therefore z lies in fourth quadrant. Z lies in fourth quadrant. Therefore theta equal to, if z lies in the fourth quadrant, then the argument, principal argument will be equal to minus alpha. So this will be equal to minus pi by 4. Therefore principal argument of a complex number, given complex number, is minus pi by 4. Next problem. Third example. Find the principal argument of a complex number minus 1 minus I. Minus 1 minus I. Find the principal argument of the complex number z equal to minus 1 minus I. Solution. Given complex number is z equal to minus 1 minus I. Minus 1 minus I. So comparing the given equation with z equal to x plus iy, so x equal to minus 1 and y equal to minus 1. Now first find alpha from the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. So we take tan alpha is equal to modulus of y by x. So that implies tan alpha is equal to modulus of minus 1 by minus 1. So that implies tan alpha equal to 1. Therefore alpha equal to 45 degrees, pi by 4 radians. Now we decide the quadrant. Clearly x equal to minus 1 is negative, y is also minus 1, this is also equal negative. Therefore both are negative, x and y both are negative. Therefore z lies in third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, for finding principal argument of a complex number, we use the formula minus pi plus alpha. Minus pi plus alpha. So minus pi plus pi by 4 is equal to minus 3 pi by 4. Minus 3 pi by 4. So therefore the principal argument of the complex number z equal to minus 1 minus I is minus 3 pi by 4, right? Now we discuss polar form of a complex number. Polar form of a complex number. If z equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then r of cos theta plus I sin theta is called, then r of cos theta plus I sin theta is called polar form of z. Polar form of z. Just we express the complex number z. Just we can convert the complex number, given complex number, in the form of r of cos theta plus I sin theta is called polar form of z. Polar form of z. So just we express the given complex number in the form of r of cos theta plus I sin theta, then this is called polar form of z. Here r equal to modulus of z, that is root x square plus y square, and theta is principal argument of z. So r is modulus of z and theta is principal argument of z, right? So now I am going to take one example. Example, represent the complex number z equal to 1 plus I root 3 in the polar form. Example 1, solution. So given complex number is z equal to 1 plus I root 3. Now we convert this complex number in the polar form. What is the polar form of z? R of cos theta plus I sin theta. So this is the polar form of z. So if we can express the given complex number in the form of r of cos theta plus I sin theta, we need to find the value of r and theta. Okay. So first comparing the given complex number with x plus iy, therefore x equal to 1 and y equal to root 3. X equal to 1 and y equal to root 3. Next, r equal to modulus of z, that is nothing but root of x square plus y square, that is equal to root of 1 plus 3 root 4 is equal to 2. So r value is 2. Next, we have to find the principal argument of a complex number, that is theta. So for finding theta, first find alpha. So I am going to take the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. So that implies tan alpha equal to modulus of root 3 by 1, that is root 3. So tan alpha is equal to root 3. Therefore alpha equal to tan 60 degrees value is root 3. 60 degrees means pi by 3 radians. So alpha equal to pi by 3. So clearly x is positive and y is also positive. Therefore z lies in first quadrant. Both are positive. Therefore theta is equal to, if z lies in first quadrant, theta will be equal to alpha. That implies theta equal to pi by 3. Therefore the principal argument of a complex number 1 plus I root 3 is pi by 3. Now we can express the given complex number in the form of z equal to r of cos theta plus I sin theta. So z is equal to, so r value is 2, substitute r value and theta value here. So z is equal to r into 2 of cos theta, substitute theta value here, cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. So this is the polar form of z. This is the polar form of z. Just we express the given complex number in the form of r of cos theta plus I sin theta. So this form is said to be a polar form of z. Okay, just we can express the given complex number in the form of r of cos theta plus I sin theta. R is called modulus of z and theta is called principal argument of complex number. Next, second problem. In the exercise 5.2, in exercise 5.2, third problem. So convert the complex number in the polar form. Convert the given complex number in the polar form. 1 minus I, z equal to 1 minus I. Now we convert the complex number 1 minus I in the form of polar form. Just we convert the complex number in the polar form. Solution. So given complex number is z equal to 1 minus I, x is equal to 1 and y equal to minus 1. First find the value of r equal to mod z, that is equal to root of x square plus y square. So this will be equal to root of 1 plus 1 root 2. Therefore r equal to root 2. Next, we have to find the principal argument of a complex number. So first to find alpha, we take the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. So tan alpha equal to modulus of minus 1 by 1, that it will be equal to plus 1. Therefore alpha equal to pi by 4. So since x is positive and y is negative, x is positive, y is negative, z lies in, since z lies in x positive, y negative fourth quadrant, and the z lies in the fourth quadrant, therefore principal argument will be equal to minus alpha. So this will be equal to minus pi by 4. So r equal to root 2 and theta equal to minus pi by 4. Now z can be written as The given complex number can be written as r of cos theta plus I sin theta. So this is the polar form of a complex number. So that is equal to root 2 into cos of minus pi by 4 plus I sin minus pi by 4. So this is the polar form of the complex number 1 minus I. Next, fourth question. Convert the given complex number in the polar form minus 1 plus I. Minus 1 plus I. So convert this complex number in the polar form. Solution. X equal to, clearly x equal to minus 1 and y equal to 1. So r equal to mod z, root of x square plus y square. This is equal to root 2. R equal to root 2. Next, we take the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. Therefore, tan alpha is equal to 1. Alpha equal to 45 degrees, pi by 4 radians. So clearly x is negative and y is positive. X negative, y positive, therefore z lies in second quadrant. X negative, y positive, z lies in second quadrant. So therefore principal argument theta will be equal to pi minus alpha. So theta equal to pi minus pi by 4. So this is equal to 3 pi by 4. Therefore polar form of z is r of cos theta plus I sin theta. So that is z is equal to r of cos theta plus I sin theta. Just substitute r value and theta value here. So r is nothing but root 2. R is nothing but root 2 into theta value 3 pi by 4, substitute here, cos 3 pi by 4 plus I sin 3 pi by 4. Right. Next, fifth problem. Convert the complex number in the polar form minus 1 minus I. Minus 1 minus I. We express the complex number minus 1 minus I in the form of polar form. In the polar form. Polar form means just we can express the given complex number in the form of r of cos theta plus I sin theta. Solution. Just find r value and theta value, substitute r value, theta value in the form of r of cos theta plus I sin theta. That is the polar form of a complex number. So here x is equal to minus 1, y is also equal to minus 1. So r equal to root of x square plus y square. So this is equal to root 2, r equal to root 2. Next, take the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. So tan alpha is equal to 1. Therefore alpha equal to 45 degrees means pi by 4 radians. So clearly x and y both are negative. X less than 0 and y less than 0. Both are negative. Therefore z lies in third quadrant. Z lies in third quadrant. Therefore theta equal to, principal argument will be equal to minus pi plus alpha. So this is equal to minus pi plus alpha is pi by 4. Substitute alpha. Alpha is pi by 4. So this will be equal to minus 3 pi by 4. So next, polar form of Z. Polar form of Z equal to r of cos theta plus psi sin theta. So this is equal to root 2 of cos of minus 3 pi by 4 plus I sin minus 3 pi by 4. Right. Next, sixth problem. So convert the complex number z equal to minus 3 in the polar form. So this is also a complex number. It means z equal to minus 3 plus 0 into I. So this is a complex number. So every real number is a complex number. Now we can express this complex number in the polar form. Polar form means r of cos theta plus I sin theta. So here x equal to minus 3 and y is equal to 0. So first find r value. R is nothing but root of x square plus y square. So this is equal to 9 plus 0, that is equal to 3. So clearly x is negative value, x equal to minus 3 and y coordinate is 0. So clearly z lies on negative x axis, minus 3 comma 0. So z lies on negative x axis. So if the complex number lies on negative x axis, then its principal argument will be equal to pi, theta equal to pi. So clearly z lies on the negative x axis. Therefore principal argument theta will be equal to pi. Therefore polar form of z is equal to r of cos theta plus I sin theta. That is equal to r value is 3 of cos pi plus I sin pi. So this is the polar form of z given complex number. So minus 3 can be written as r of cos theta plus I sin theta. It means minus 3 will be equal to 3 of cos pi plus I sin pi. So this is the polar form of complex number. Next, seventh problem. Convert the complex number z equal to root 3 plus I in the polar form. So here x equal to root 3 and y equal to 1. So r equal to root of x square plus y square. So this is equal to 2. So therefore r equal to 2. So take the equation tan alpha equal to modulus of y by x. From this equation we have to find the value of alpha. So tan alpha equal to 1 by root 3. Therefore alpha equal to 30 degrees. 30 degrees convert into radians pi by 6. Alpha equal to pi by 6 radians. So clearly x is positive and y is positive. Z lies in first quadrant. Z lies in first quadrant. Therefore theta equal to alpha. If Z lies in first quadrant, then argument will be equal to alpha. Therefore theta equal to pi by 6. Theta equal to pi by 6. Therefore polar form of Z is equal to r of cos theta plus I sin theta. So that is equal to r value is 2, theta is pi by 6. Therefore 2 of cos pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6. This is the polar form of the given complex number. Next problem. Eighth problem. Convert the complex number I, z equal to I, in the polar form. Actually this is in the form of x plus iy, but we convert this complex number in the form of r of cos theta plus I sin theta. That is the polar form. So first I am going to write I. Here the real part is 0, therefore 0 plus I into 1. Just I am going to write the given complex number in the form of x plus iy. So x is 0 and y is 1. So x is 0 and y is 1. So first find r. R equal to root of x square plus y square. Is equal to root 1, nothing but 1. So r equal to 1. Next, clearly x coordinate value is 0, y coordinate is 1. So the point lies on positive y axis. 0 comma 1. So this is 0 comma 1. So clearly z lies on positive y axis. Therefore theta equal to pi by 2. Principal argument will be equal to pi by 2. Right. So therefore polar form of z is equal to r of cos theta plus I sin theta. So that is equal to r value is 1 into cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2. Right. Now we will do the problems in exercise 5.3. Solve the following equations. Solve the following equations. First problem, x square plus 3 equal to 0. So solve the equation x square plus 3 equal to 0. Solve the equation means we have to find the value of x. Okay. So x square is equal to minus root 3. X equal to plus or minus root of minus 3. So x equal to, it can be written as root of minus 1 into root 3. But root of minus 1 value is I. So x equal to plus or minus I root 3. So therefore the solutions of the given equation are plus or minus I root 3. I root 3 is one solution, minus I root 3 is the another solution. So this is a quadratic equation. The quadratic equation has two roots, both are imaginary roots, I root 3 plus or minus I root 3. Plus I root 3 is one solution, minus I root 3 is another solution. Next, second problem. Solve the equation 2x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0. So comparing the equation with the general form of quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Actually the discriminant of this quadratic equation is negative. Therefore this equation has imaginary roots or complex roots. Therefore first compare the given equation with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1, c is equal to 1. So for finding the roots of the quadratic equation, use the formula minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So substitute a value, b value and c value here. X equal to minus 1 plus or minus root of b square 1 minus 4 into a is 2, c is 1 by 2a, 2 into 2. Now simplifying this, you get the answer. X equal to minus 1 plus or minus root of, so 1 minus 8, that is minus 7 by 4. So 1 minus 8 minus 7. So root minus 7 can be written as I root 7 by 4. So therefore the solutions of the given equation are minus 1 plus I root 7 by 4 is one solution. The other solution is minus 1 minus I root 7 by 4. Right. Next, third problem. Solve the equation x square plus 3x plus 9 equal to 0. X square plus 3x plus 9 equal to 0. So clearly here a equal to 1, coefficient of x square is 1, coefficient of x is 3, b is 3. So last constant term is 9. So for finding solutions of this quadratic equation, we use the formula minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So this is equal to minus 3 plus or minus root of 9 minus 4 into 1 into 9 by, so 2a, 2 into 1. So this is equal to minus 3 plus or minus root of 9 minus 36. 9 minus 36, that is minus 27. 4 9s 36, 9 minus 36 minus 27 by 2. So just we write the minus root 27 as I root 27. Minus 3 plus or minus I root 27 by 2. Right. Next, seventh problem. Solve the equation Solve the equation root 2x square plus x plus root 2 equal to 0. So comparing the given quadratic equation with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, a equal to root 2, b equal to 1, c equal to root 2. So x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. This is equal to minus 1 plus or minus root of 1 minus 4 into root 2 into root 2 by 2a, 2 root 2. So which is equal to minus 1 plus or minus root of 1 minus 8 minus 7 by 2 root 2. So root of minus 7 can be written as I root 7, that is equal to minus 1 plus or minus I root 7 by 2 root 2. Okay. Tenth problem. Solve the equation x square plus x by root 2 plus 1 equal to 0. Solution. First, multiply the given equation with root 2. Root 2x square plus root 2 into root 2 by root 2 cancel plus x plus root 2 into 1 root 2 equal to 0. Just multiply the equation with root 2. So now comparing the equation with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, a equal to root 2, b equal to 1, c equal to root 2. Now we use the formula for finding the roots of the equation. X equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So this is equal to minus 1 plus or minus root of 1 minus 4 into root 2 into root 2 by 2a, 2 root 2. So this will be equal to minus 1 plus or minus root of 1 minus 8 by 2 root 2. That is equal to minus 1 plus or minus 1 minus 8 is minus 7 I root 7 by 2 root 2. So solutions of the given quadratic equation are minus 1 plus I root 7 by 2 root 2 and minus 1 minus I root 7 by 2 root 2.